Yo, what is up, everybody? It is time for another episode of the Blindside Podcast. What is up? I'm your host, Blind Metal Gamer, along with Kaira Supersayan. What's up, Kaira?
Not much, Tim. I'm just kicking back, enjoying the last bit of 2023 with a couple of furry companions.
Nice. I am just kicking back as well. Had a great lunch, great way to end at 2023. So now we are focusing on the 2024. So in this episode, what we're going to do is we're going to share some New Year's Eve stories and what to expect going forward with the podcast and all that good stuff. So, Kyra, I'll let you go first, but I must warn everybody who will be watching on YouTube and listening on audio platforms, this first story might be a little bit intense. Take a listen.
Okay, so let's get the heavy stuff out of the way first, y'all. For those of y'all who know me, I'm very open about my disabilities, and the holidays in 2012 led to an unfortunate time where I was hospitalized not once but twice for seizures. And one of those instances was New Year's Eve in 2012. So I got to ring in 2013 in the hospital. I had two seizures the night before. Lost half a day. 1 minute it's New Year's Eve. The next thing I know, I'm in a hospital bed with with a whole bottle of sparkling cider and a 2 liter Mountain Dew, and I'm watching the New Year's Eve with Ryan Seacrest from the hospital. That was something, but
Oh, man.
it saved my life though, and I've been seizure free since. So every New Year's is an emotional but good time for me because it makes me thankful that I'm not in the place I was in 2013.
Oh yeah, I would say so. Now, for me, I have some New Year's Eve stories. We're gonna go back to New Year's Eve of 2004. We were gonna ring in 2005. Okay,
Okay.
and there was a girl I was interested in. We were friends. We weren't dating.
Yeah.
We were just friends, and I thought it might have escalated to the next level, but unfortunately, things just kind of fell apart, and this individual ended up, I'll just say, had some things that they needed to work out. But anyway, we had gotten a bottle of sparkling red wine. I'd
Ooh.
never had wine before. This was my first. So I was 21 at the time. I was 21. Going to be very new experience. This individual was of drinking age, so it was illegal. There wasn't going to be any risk of DWI driving while impaired because we were going to control this in a very, very controlled manner. That way, it wouldn't affect our well being or our judgment.
Right.
So we were just hanging out playing PlayStation 2 and listening to music and just talking and um all this. Then midnight came, and we did the toast, sparkling red wine. It was very, very good, very good
Yeah.
taste. So for years, I would do always, wine coolers or wine and do a toast.
Yeah.
Then in about 2000, this happened from like 2004 to like 2013. So then in 2014, I decided, you know what? It's time to switch things up.
Uh-huh.
I've done the wine thing. It's not, I know it's a New Year's tradition, but I'm not, your boy Blind Metal Gamer ain't much of a drinker. He don't do any of those things.
I'm not much either. I'm a what you would call a social drinker, which means for me personally, I very rarely drink alone. And because of my mental health, I choose to refrain from alcohol most nights.
Yeah, I like to be abstinent from that because I want to be uh, of sound body and mind these days. But
Plus, alcoholism runs in my family, so I have another Unfortunate choice there.
Yeah, let's just say we both might have that double whammy.
Oh, you too, huh? Yeah,
Hmm.
I've seen it. You don't want to see it with your family.
Mm-mm. Anyway, so in 2014, I got my PS4.
Mm-hmm.
2014, we're going into 2015. What can I do different? I streamed on Twitch that night.
Nice.
So then, starting ever since then, I've been doing New Year's Eve streams on Twitch or YouTube. I'll take a game like a fighting game, like a Mortal Kombat or a Injustice or whatever, and I would stream it on either Twitch or YouTube and bring in the new year.
Nice. I've actually started some new traditions on New Year's myself. I have switched. I have gone slightly less alcoholic on New Year's. Your girl Kyra started alcohol on New Year's at an age that I will not disclose because that could get people in trouble.
Hmm.
But what I will tell you is, I no longer drink champagne or sparkling alcohol on New Year's. Instead, I go for sparkling apple cider. You know, the Martinelli's, the kind that you can get anywhere, the mini bottles. Oh, those are fun. And I get a little bit of Bailey's and have an Irish coffee at New Year's. And that's how I like to ring in the New Year's. Because in my family, Santa thinks it's funny to bring a whole Costco pack of mini Baileys in my stocking.
Well, Santa either must know what you like or he must know something's up.
Santa knows that I can't have a whole giant, oh gosh, however many ounce bottle of Bailey's, so he improvises and gets me the minis.
He knows what you like.
Besides, I like Irish coffee. I may take after my grandfather a little bit.
Nice. Okay, so we've done some New Year's Eve stories. What would you say the viewers and listeners can expect from us in 2024
What
with
they can't.
the app? Now we have an app at our disposal too.
Yeah, something that we just found out about just a few minutes before we started because StreamYard and iOS have a new agreement apparently.
Yes, that'll actually open the door for some new things. Would you like me to elaborate further, or would you like to go first?
What I will say is we have some interesting topics planned, and I believe we got some good stuff starting next month. Like because
Hmm.
next month, we have a holiday, so that'll kick off our next interesting topic. We'll go into some nitty gritty stuff afterwards.
Oh
Afterwards,
yeah.
there's a good topic I would hope to address in March, but we can talk about that later. Oh, and do not be surprised if you see a furry companion running around on your girl Kyra's screen. Kyra has taken in her dog and a cat, so let the fur creatures run around and destroy the place.
Ha ha.
No, seriously. If you look at my back at my studio, it looks like it's like that. There are more toys than a preschool classroom around here because there's a dog in here.
Oh wow. And we might even have guests. Ain't that right, Kyra?
Oh yes, we've got some big guests coming up. There is one in particular that Blind and I have had our eye on, but due to my personal struggles with my career outside of this podcast and Blind's eye issue, we have had some complications with guests, but we've got it figured out. We are ready to get back in the swing of things.
Yes. And would you like to say whose idea this first guest originally was going to be, or do you want me to elaborate on that further?
You do it because I may say the wrong name.
Uh, okay. Now the first guest, which it's going to be a surprise, it's going to be a bombshell. You'll love it. Originally, it was going to be a part of the Bacon More Fun show, and that will be possibly returning. There's still some loose ends I've got to tie up on that to make sure that
And me
then.
too, because I'm taking on the responsibilities of that show if we can ever get things off the ground again.
Right. Originally, Serving of Cats, by the way, R.I.P.
Yeah, we miss her.
Um, we that was going to be mine and her first comeback interview.
Mm-hmm.
That was going to be the first one. We were going to get things up and running and really take off. And unfortunately, things didn't work out. And then she left. She ended up leaving us.
Departing this world.
Yeah, unexpected. So the plan with that going forward is Kyra and I are going to take that show over and do that if we can get it going and all of that. And for those of you who are listening on audio platforms, the Bacon More Fun show will only be a YouTube exclusive.
Yeah,
Not
that's something we've had set up like that for quite some time.
and on my end of things, I don't know, Kyra, if you would be open to joining, but I figured out how Go Live Together works.
We'll see. You gotta remember, your girl Kyra doesn't always do well going live. Mouth gets ahead of brain, etc.
All right, but I think we might be able to do something, but yeah, there might be some things lined up with that for the YouTube side of things. Of course, as for the games, that's probably what people are going to want to know about. What games do you plan on picking up in 2024?
There are there are some Pokemon DLC I'd like to get my hands on that dropped in 2023. There are some new Sims titles, and there's always some new Nintendo exclusives. If I can ever get my Switch to cooperate and get my Switch membership paid again, I will probably explore new avenues. But personally, my financial situation is to where I can't pick up any new games, and I have to pay for other expenses, unfortunately.
Yeah, as for me in gaming and what you're going to expect on the channel in 2024 as far as streaming, one game I can confirm, well, there will be more Mortal Kombat 1.
Yes, I knew you were going with that one.
Uh, Possibly more Diablo 4, more God of War. Uh, The Last of Us Part 2 is coming to the channel.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, but would you like to know the one thing all these games have in common?
Go ahead.
Full blind accessibility.
Which, given Blind's current situation, is crucial at the moment.
Yeah. Now, granted, it's different from game to game. Now, granted, there is an Assassin's Creed game that has it. There's one game I want to pre-order in the worst way, but I don't know if it's going to have what I'm going to need.
Exactly. That's the hard thing.
Uh, Tekken, talking to you. So, yeah, would you like to maybe explain to the viewers and listeners how the StreamYard app works since you're using it?
The StreamYard app is real simple. Blind and I use a private messaging app. I will not say what because I'm not gonna unleash the trolls into this earth. But
No.
um, I get the link to StreamYard. I click open in Safari, which I only use on my iPad, which is where I'm on right now. And then from there, it will. And then from there, instead of redirecting to Safari, it will redirect to the StreamYard app once it is installed. This eliminates the need to use a browser that you do not care for on your device and lets you use use a whole nother platform for a service on your iOS devices. It is so there is literally not much difference between StreamYard Online and StreamYard Yard app. It is user friendly. It is easy. It's got an incredible GUI, and for those who don't know what a GUI is, that's a graphical user interface. That's really just a techie's way of saying, "Ooh, it's user friendly."
Now, I'm going to pick this app up afterward, probably after this is, done.
I'm gonna send you the link. Don't worry.
And I'm going to see I'm going to put it through its paces in terms of voiceover.
You shouldn't have much trouble with it. It looks pretty user friendly.
Nice. Um, nice, nice, nice. Uh, but yeah, that's probably how we're going to end up using guests is the app. Um,
Yes, all instead of sending the link out across multiple platforms, you can just tell them, okay, have the app ready, get the link, and then go.
right. Okay. So As for 2024, we've pretty much talked about what to expect. So you're going for me, there's going to be more accessible, friendly games. Now, granted, if things with my current thing improve, I can start getting back into some of those old titles.
Yeah,
But it's gonna be a
a lengthy process.
right. So I've got to focus on. But hey, this will give them some spotlight shine, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. As for
Uh,
me, I'm just trying to make my way back into the corporate ladder. And for those of you who are like, boo, corporate ladder, y'all, let me just tell you, people like us, we got to make a living somehow. And being off the corporate ladder is a lot worse than being on it.
oh yeah, work's gonna ramp up too, as far as non-related to the podcast, of course.
Of
You know,
course,
that's
that's
gonna
what I'm
ramp back
referring
up.
to.
So yeah, having more tools in the toolbox will help. So Kyra, do you have any New Year's resolutions or goals or things you want to experience that in 2024 that you did not get to experience or achieve in 2023?
More financial and work related stuff, of course. I want to be able to get out more with the dog, get out more on my own. And some of that stuff I'm going to be able to do. Like, I was given a Christmas gift, for example, that will allow me to get out in March and engage with the community. And um, and then I want to be more present, more grounded, but in a healthy way. I don't want to do like last year where all I'm doing is eating, sleeping, and sitting in an apartment. Right now I'm doing that because it's freaking cold outside, not because I'm depressed.
Yeah, it's cold. It's winter is raging around us, and
It might snow today. It's so cold, and we don't usually get this snow this early, this late in the year, do we, Blind?
not usually, but knowing our luck, we will get a
Well,
big
considering
mean.
last year we were recovering from below zero snow, anything could happen.
Very true. Okay, so for me in 2024, my one thing as far as like experience wise, I would say I would want to experience my situation that I'm going through right now to improve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to elaborate,
No.
Um, I would like to experience love and romance once again.
Yeah.
That's something I might, because it's going to be that 1 year of that's going to be coming up real soon too,
Oh, and my 1 year romance anniversary is coming up.
right? And so I might, and I'm just gonna basically for me in 2024, I'm gonna roll with the punches, see what happens, and just go wherever it takes me.
I think that applies to both of us because if anyone knows anything about me, I went I went toe to toe with employment not once but twice and got sucker punched in the jaw and then went toe to toe with the heavyweight champion of the world not once but twice in only 3 months. And oh my gosh, I am still exhausted just thinking about it.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, we're both I think gonna experience a lot of changes in 2024, but it'll be good for us because
Oh yeah, for sure.
because hey, new year, new opportunities, new experiences
And
and things.
besides, with me and the way my health was 11 years ago, I'm grateful to just be here and not be in a hospital constantly like so many other people with my condition.
Yeah, I would say the same as far as grateful for good health, given my situation and things. I'm grateful to be able to do what I do. And I do want to give a shout out to NVDA, Non Visual Desktop Access. If anyone out there, either watching or listening on YouTube or any other platform, is in need of a good screen reader, get NVDA. It is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Kyra, what is something that you're hoping for in 2024 as far as, okay, let me ask you this. Let's do some fantasy booking here. If you could have any dream guest for our podcast, who would you want it to be?
Oh, that's easy. Tom Kenny. He is hilarious. You would love him. He never stops with the impressions. He's really great to get along with.
I would say if I could have a dream guest, and this is just fantasy booking here, we're not going to
Yeah,
shoot
no,
for
we're
any of
not
these.
booking anybody. We're
No,
just
we're not. We're fantasy booking. I bet you the guest that you mentioned would cost buku bucks.
oh, he would cuz I can't even believe how the guy in our area for Comic-Con gets him.
Oh, I know. So it would cost buku bucks
Mhm.
for him. So, and probably for who I'm going to think of too. For me, I would like to get wrestling legend Jack the Snake Roberts
Yeah. Oh, on Wrestling
or Big
Legends,
Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
for Wrestling Legends, Mickey James would be an absolute must-have for me.
Oh yeah, and you know what I would ask Big Papa Pump if he was on this podcast.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've seen this or not, Kyra. You can video clip this if you want after the show.
Uh-huh.
But there was an episode of WCW Nitro where he brought a tiger, a living Bengal tiger, to the ring with him.
Oh my gosh. That brings me back to that Law and Order SVU episode where there were not one but two tigers loose in the city, led to a whole animal smuggling ring case with a hyena and a rapper who got mauled by the hyena. Oh my gosh, I learned more about wildlife watching that than I did watching Animal Planet.
But no, you can look up that what I talked about him walking that tiger to the. It's nuts. I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah.
I would ask him about like if the tiger was soft, if it was, or if they, I'm pretty sure they trained him specifically.
I don't know. Well, even the most trained tigers can snap. Because remember, Siegfried and Roy,
No, I'm
they're
sure they trained Scott Steiner on how to handle that beast.
yeah, but remember, Siegfried and Roy had their tiger for years, and
Montecore.
yeah, and she snapped one day just out of the blue, and the friggin' Simpsons called it years ago.
Actually, it was a boy. Montecore was a boy.
I could have sworn they said it was a female.
No, it was a boy, and he died in 2017.
Oh, that's sad. But regardless, what I'm trying to say is you can have a trained wild animal. At the end of the day, it's still a wild animal.
It can
You
go
never
off,
know what's
yeah.
gonna happen.
Right. And, but
Yeah, cause
yeah,
sorry, what I'm gonna say is, if you guys really want to know how bad wild animals can get, watch Blackfish. But be warned, it's not a good story.
yeah, I've watched that, and oh man.
It makes me cringe every time. I
I'll
hate
put it
it.
like this. If it had audio, I would have got more out of it if it had audio description.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But based on what I listened to and what I heard, yeah, Blackfish, woo
Yeah,
it's
you'll never
it's
you'll
it's
never
it's
look at you'll never look at SeaWorld the same way again.
yeah. I'm like, oh no, 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 no. I've never been, and I probably never want to go.
I've only got the SeaWorld mug, and I didn't even go to SeaWorld. I just found it and I liked it because of the dolphins.
Ah, okay. So, um, really quick before we wrap up here, do you want to kind of give everybody a quick rundown as to what to come as far as episodes as far as 2024? Uh, when the holiday episodes are done.
Well, we are kicking off the new year because this was our New Year special. So this is the season premiere. We are most likely going with Valentine's Day next, and then from there we'll
Hmm.
reach in the bag and see what we can come out with.
Yep. Valentine's Day is going to be a bit of a somber one this time around. I'm going
Oh
to warn
yeah,
you.
that's because
It's going
you
to be
went.
a bit of a. It might be. I'll just say to everybody watching or listening, it might be a tearjerker for old blind little gamer.
And for me, it'll be more sentimental because, like I said, it's the 1 year relationship with my partner. So it. You never know what it's. We may have the opposite of me and blind for once.
Yeah, I know. And there might be, like I said, there might be some happy stories in there. You'll just have to wait and find out.
And I do have a big topic I'm hoping to do in March. If not, though, there's always 2025 for that.
Right. So, with that being said, Kyra, do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up?
What I do want to say is, for those of you guys who are struggling right now, I know the holidays are tough. I suffer through the holidays more than anyone. Well, actually, I can't say that because my sister suffers through the holidays more than anyone in my family. But I tend to find the holidays pretty stressful. I made it through the holidays without crying this year, and if I can do that, because no, y'all know me and y'all know I cry, then I'm gonna be okay, and you're gonna be okay too.
Oh yeah. I would say the holidays. This one was a bit significant for me because it was the first holiday cycle without my partner, my significant other.
Yeah.
Which again was a total shock. We never knew it. We didn't know it was going to happen.
No, it was
So,
supposed to be just an in and out thing, and it turned into something completely different. That stupid pandemic.
hmm so yeah, that was a big deal. But I made it through it. Um, and I'm ready to start 2024 fresh and
Oh, you
totally.
and me both. After what I've been through the last almost 4 months, I'm ready for 2023 to go to hell.
Yep. And 2024 is going to enter here. We're going to kick ass in 2024. It's going to rock. You know it. I know it. And now, with that being said, Kyra, I want to say thank you for another good episode of the Blindside Podcast. As always, this will be available on YouTube, Spotify for podcasters, and other audio platforms. So, until next time, for Kaira Supersayan, I've been your host, Blind Metal Gamer, saying so long, everyone, and peace out.
Stay golden, y'all.